Normally known for being the hunting grounds of Pride warriors, this star clan is a little different. Featherbrook, a godlike entity who uses his powers to try and protect the souls that he's revived. Trying his best to shield the cats from all evil, many of them don't even know what the Dark Frost is. As the clan cats gather around a strange scene, a cat they've never seen steps out. The cat promised to give them a second chance at life. The catch? They had to leave Featherbrook's side forever, even once they returned to death. Featherbrook scoffed at the display, not expecting a single cat to listen. But as the Dark Frost cat finished, Pinespore stepped forward without a second thought. Featherbrook was taken aback, but stayed silent. Pinespore agrees to the terms set by the cat and promises their loyalty. Seeing the bravery displayed by Pinespore, Frostykit and Shinekit bound forward. Rosepaw nervously decides to follow them in as well. Crowjaw sits uncomfortable, but before Crowjaw can make a decision, Ravenmoon urges both of them forward. Featherbrook can do nothing but watch, and thus, the 6 cats are given one more chance at life.
There's so many cats in the Warriors Den. Look at how, crowded it is over here. Just because I accidentally skipped to Moon 50 already, I'm gonna read the events and then go to the cat list, but that's fine. Hoptree has announced that they are expecting kits. So, I knew that one of our cats was expecting kits soon, just because I accidentally hit, skip Moon whenever I was trying to mess with things, but Hop is now going to be a parent, and I don't think Hoptree doesn't have a mate, do they? So Hop's gonna be a father. We have no clue who the mate is, if there, is anyone. Lightning Claw saved Gorge Kit from an enemy warrior and was barely even hurt. I wanna know what warrior is, out here fighting. Maybe you guys can remember which clans are the most aggressive, because I am unsure. One of our revived cats, Rosepaw, has already gotten promoted. Awesome. So Mintstar has been following the progress of Rosepaw for moons, somehow. I'm a little concerned about that, if that's the case. Rosepaw just kinda came out here, and Mint was like, you know what? I think you went through enough trouble in Star Clan and death and stuff. You can just get rewarded now. And feels like it's time to get their warrior name. They are granted the name Rose Garden in honor of their generosity. Rose Garden's such a cute name, though. I really love that. Okay. Honeydew no longer has a stomachache. Pinespore is chasing rogues off. Just came back to the living and is already chasing rogues off. Look at you go. Immediately got a running nose, though. I'm sure your immune system is probably a little bit lower based off being dead and then coming back alive. I don't imagine that would be good for the immune system. So, Lycanmane slipped on a rock, dislocated their leg. Hopefully you're not too hurt. Okay. Breckenpaw's bone is healed. That's very good. Breckenpaw is no longer broken bone. Sleepyno can hardly believe how quickly time has passed since Icy Paw was a kid. It still feels like just yesterday they were tumbling around the nursery, chasing after a moss ball or some other cat's tail. Misty-eyed with pride and joy, Sleepyno throws their head back and tries to cheer the loudest as Icy Paw is named Icy Coral and honored for their strategy. Oh, hello, Animal Crossing. I just wanted to turn you down a tiny bit. I don't know if it's loud on stream or anything, but I would prefer it not to be too loud. We're barely down this freaking, the scroll bar. That's the word. Did Icy Coral have anything in here? No, they did not. Okay. Icy Coral has overexerted themselves and is feeling extremely sore. Icy, that was a little bit dramatic. Rin and Adderpaw are both not doing. Songbirds and snakes are, both in the medicine den. Rinpaw slipped on some rocks and dislocated their leg. Adderpaw has gotten a stomachache. Bushykit's stomachache is left. Even though they are excited to finally be made an apprentice, it takes a bit of coaxing from Coyote Howl for Bushykit to step forward for their ceremony. Coyote Howl watches in pride as their name Bushy Paw and touches noses with Frost Fur. Cougar Paw touches noses with Beam Glint and hopes that they'll get to hunt first, so that they can make sure the clan is fed. Even though they are excited to finally be made an apprentice, it takes a bit of coaxing from Plumsnow for Gorge Kit to step forward for their ceremony. Plumsnow watches in pride as their name Gorge Paw and touches noses with Sleepy Knoll. Aw. I love that. Newly made apprentice Hazel Paw touches noses with their mentor Icy Coral. Icy Coral has had so much happen. We're just gonna ignore any names that are new. We'll get to those in a second. As Bumblepaw touches noses with Doodle They hope that they'll be a cool mentor that won't assign boring tasks. Anything but gathering moss or tick duty. Bumblepaw has gotten a running nose. Shattered Kit's headache is gone. Oh, okay, hold on. Shattered Kit loudly complains as Smokeberry pulls them over to quickly groom their pelt. They manage to wriggle away and scurry off to the front of the cloud with their ceremony, where they are renamed Shattered Paw and apprenticed to Smokeberry. So, as Shinepaw touches nose with Pine Spore, they hope they'll get to do something that will really impress the clan on their first day. Maybe they can catch a big fat rabbit or chase off a fox. They show the clan that they're the best apprentice anybody's ever seen. That's really nice that some of the revived guys can immediately get apprentices or, mentors and stuff. They really went through enough for that. As Pixpaw touches noses with Hoptree, they hope they'll be able to get to do something that really impresses. This is the same thing. Okay, well, Pix and Shinepaw will get along, I guess. So let's go ahead. Filtering about ID will probably give us best things. So, Raven Moon is back with us. So, welcome back, Raven Moon, for coming back from the dead. Crowjaw has also joined us from the dead as well. Let's see. Where's our Rose Garden has come back. Here we are. So, welcome Rose Garden back. They are talking to themselves. Very interesting. So, Pine Spore has rejoined us as well. Immediately gets an apprentice. Love that for them. Who was that? We got two more in here. I think they're both little guys. So it wasn't Icy, I made that mistake earlier. It was Frosty and Shine, I believe. So Frosty is back with us, and is still a kid at the moment. And Shinepaw, who finally got to become an apprentice right whenever they got here. So, those are all of our current revivals. However, there most certainly will be more revivals later on, because we very much have lots of guys in here to choose from. But let's go to our new cats real quick. So Doodle was one of our new ones. They were submitted by Embermint. And I don't remember if she came with any backstory stuff. I'll have to go look at that again. But for now, this is Doodle. Our next cat is Ermine Heart, who was submitted by Cody Wolf. He saw some kitty pets playing with colorful moss balls. Since Ermine is an adult, they already have their bio, so we can go through that real quick. I think everybody's excited for Ermine, holy cow. So Ermine Heart was originally born into a clan called Brave Clan. However, a massive storm wiped out a majority of the cats, and very few cats survived. He's barely a moon old, so he doesn't remember Brave Clan like the other cats did. The survivors established a new clan called Hollow Clan, being guided by the one-star clan cat that didn't give up on the survivors. He was almost carried by a hawk, but was saved by the cat's medicine cat, Fish Knight. Fish Knight's a fun name. Fish Knight adopted Ermine Kit shortly after that. He trained as a warrior and was named Ermine Heart for his heart of gold, and I kid you not, fought another hawk and won. Overall, he's a sweet guy who loves kits and hates fighting. I also imagine he has some knowledge about the herbs thanks to Fish Knight. So this is Ermine Heart's previous life. And so he's kind of aware of his previous life now that he's joined this clan here from being a loner. A starry-furred cat appeared to them one day and then led him to the clan. So I guess somebody from Star Clan was like, hey, you're cool, follow me, you need to come to this clan. Doodle had that they used to be a kitty pet, but after dreaming of starry-furred cats, they followed their whispers to the clan. So both of these cats came from Star Clan, just telling them to follow them. Pixpaw was found by the clan as a kit and has been living with them ever since. Pixpaw was submitted by a Pixie Stool, and a request that I had for Pixpaw was to be adopted by somebody, and so I kinda asked the Discord who would be interested in adopting a cat, and a name that came back was Dream Mask. So I think it would be cute for Dream Mask to kind of see this little kitten just around here, and be kind of protective over them. So we'll go ahead and set that as adoptive parent, and that is our cats right now. We have 2 full pages. Oh shoot, does anybody still have the bingo card? I just remembered that. I need to find the bingo card. Okay, I need to find this bingo card real quick. It's gonna kill me if I don't have it. Let's see, I think search for. I'll just see if somebody else beats me to it while I'm looking for it as well. I think Mechanical just found it. Yep, here it is. Okay. Very cool, very cool. Can I just bring this up in MS Paint and use that to mark things off? Oh lord. I'm gonna have to mess with OBS to actually pull that up, though. There. That's so good. I forgot some of the stuff that got put on here. Do we have a mediator? I feel like I ask this every time. It doesn't look like we do. I still can't get over, Senior Mint. I'm gonna put, Pine and Shine. Pine and Shine, that rhymes. I want to put them on a patrol together, so I'm gonna do that one. Pine's Spore suggests might be a good chance to practice new fighting techniques with Shine Paw. Fortunately, neither cat steps up to cheat. Okay. Very awesome. Pine, be better. As the Medicine Cat's patrol pads out into Amberosa clan territory, Ermine Heart tells Ravenmoon about the dream they had last night, what the Star Clan vision could mean for Amberosa clan. Honestly, this is probably just Ermine telling, Raven about this weird Star Clan cat that led them to this clan. Because that seems like that matches up with some of the stuff that's kind of happened recently, because Ermine's, sort of backstory from being a loner was being led by a Star Clan cat to the clan. Ravenmoon shakes their head sadly. They cannot make sense of the vision. Okay. That's unfortunate. Mint and Plum. Mintstar suggests it might be a good chance to practice new fighting techniques with Plum Snow. Both cats have a nice practice session, swapping their best tips and tricks with each other. I imagine both of these cats would be really, like, well-versed in, like, fighting and stuff, because of Pine's, history. And also, Mint's just the leader, so I would hope that she has some strength. I'm gonna put the... I'll do Hoptree with Pix next time. Your patrol comes across the mouse. The patrol narrowly misses the mouse. Great, the bonding time between Dream and Pix has ended in failure. Yeah, I'm gonna just do some of these, like, apprentice ones together. Who else has... Owl and Adder. A legend has been cited. Recently, warriors spot a strange mass of rats stuck together by their tails. Larger and more dangerous than anything the clan has ever seen. Will Sleepy Knoll's patrol look out for this legendary monster? The Rat King's lair is defended heavily by smaller rats. While the patrol doesn't find any sight of the Rat King, they manage to defeat and bring back a feast of small rats. Well, we now have plenty of rats at our disposal. Doodle and Bumble. You're such two, like, cute cats to be paired together for Mentor and Apprentice. I don't know, something about them. They look, like, fun together. While training together, Bumbleball starts an argument with Doodle about the technique they're working on. Oh gosh. There's already issues happening with this. You're kidding. Tired of hearing about how they don't understand, Doodle swings around performing a flawless rendition of the technique. Bumbleball lowers their gaze. They'll follow Doodle's way of doing things then. Alright, Bumble, get humbled. Put Smoke and Shatter. Icy and Hazel. While walking along the border, your patrol notices a Sunesis... Yeah, I did say that right. Sunesis clan patrol renewing their scent marks up ahead. What do you guys think? I see a fight. That's a concerning, see fight, I see no fight, I see break their knees. What did Sunesis clan do to you guys? Your patrol stands up tall and approaches the Sunesis clan cats with insults and threats. They need to be sure that Sunesis clan knows how strong Amberosa clan cats are. Icy Curl spits and hisses until the other patrol leaves the area, annoyed and unimpressed by your patrol's posturing. Your relationships with Sunesis clan have worsened. Oh dear. Oh, Bracken is probably going to get bigger. Not bigger. They're probably gonna graduate soon just because they're big. The patrol hears distant howling and wonders whether to investigate the noise. They track a noise to a coyote. Before the patrol can investigate further, Frostfur whispers in terror at the sight of the beast and dashes away. The patrol follows anxiously, not wanting to lose sight of their clanmates while a coyote is about. Let's see... I want to put the orange cats together. That seems fun. Does Hoptree count as orange? They're kind of like a sort of color. Sure. Orange cats. As Rowan Pelt pads through the Amberosa clan territory with their entourage, they feel a presence join them. Rowan Pelt softly alerts the rest of the patrol of their visitor. With respectful nods, the patrol pauses, tucks their paws together neatly, sits to converse with the Star Clan cat. I wonder who would be visiting, Rowan Pelt, Lucifer, and Hoptree. I don't know. Probably... I know Hoptree has some dead, people, I think, at least, yeah. Featherstar wishes they could speak to old friends. Her clan leaf wishes they could serve Amberosa clan longer. Perry Fire is disappointed in Beam Glint. Discord. Curious about Pool Noodle. Oh, Pool Noodle wants to come send some, messages. That's concerning. Dreampaw wonders what their warrior name would have been. Some of these are just depressing. I'll put Red and Coyote together. They look so similar to me. They don't have the same patterning, but, like, they look related, I guess. Actually, you know, I want to put Shaded in there, too. Coyote Shaded, The plantain plants have reawoken, and Shaded Moon plans to gather some of their leaves with a gathering patrol. Deep green, even a new leaf, and with a characteristic smoothness, Shaded Moon finds the plantain where they expect it, right in the middle of the path. The warriors help them pull up the entire plant, roots and all. The only leaves are useful to Shaded Moon, but the plantain blocking the path here is too annoying anyways. Red being a third wheel to his own dad and some medicine cat. I wonder... Hold on, I need to know Red's opinion on Shaded now. Where is Shaded? Yeah, Red does not have an opinion on Shaded. Like, it's slightly positive, but it's, like, not really an opinion. Hold on, those cats that I revived, are their, like, relationships and stuff empty now, or did they keep them when they got revived? I don't know how that worked. Yeah, I think they just randomized. Yeah, because you're... Hold on, I need to see this. Vulture and Raven actually get along really well now. As the patrol heads out to the forest to hunt, Rose Garden seems to be absolutely unconcerned with their duties, instead ambling along as though the prey is going to waltz into their paws. Rose Garden doesn't bring much home, impressing nobody. Okay. Unfortunate. To Gelfox's concern, their warrior escort is unusually quiet. When prompted on their troubles, Lightning Claw comments that they could not help but think of what legacy they would leave behind if StarClan called upon them. This is such a depressing, prompt, or, like, I don't know. It makes me sad every time they ask about their legacy and stuff, especially with how many deaths we have, like, happening in Amberosa Clan. Eesh. Gelfox and Lightning Claw spend their time on patrol discussing how, to StarClan, at the end of their lives, did not mean it was the true end. Even in StarClan, cats had their role to play. Lightning Claw's legacy would shine brighter than any star. Comforted by these words, Lightning Claw thanks Gelfox and helps them pick up the herbs. Shaded Moon is disapproving of Mintstar's leadership recently. Mintstar, what did you do? Hey pal, I know you just got revived, but I gotta give you some advice on how to not die again, okay? Lightning Claw does not understand why the other warriors are hesitant to train with them. Did the other warriors hate you or something? Hold on. Is there anybody in here? Please tell me you don't have somebody targeted. Okay. That's... I don't know, Pinespore and Rose having, Pinespore mentioning Rose, I think is sweet, just because they were both in StarClan together, and both were a part of the, like, revival arc. Yeah, go off, Crowjaw. Leave Rose alone. Leave Pine alone. Why is everybody playing pranks? I mean, Shine and Frosty were, like, in cat heaven together, so they probably would know each other decently well, I think. Today is prank day. Okay, go ahead and time skip. That was fast. There's so much happening. Crow, that was a little bit fast. I might need to turn off, the auto retire thing, because that's gonna mess with some things. Poor Crow. Let's unretire you just for now. Maybe another day. Raven Moon, listen, we need to stop all this for just a second. Too much happening. Raven Moon's announced they're expecting kits. God, I am terrified to know who. So Crowjaw is struggling a lot, and Mintstar is just seeing a lot of pity in them. Crowjaw wasn't looking where they were going and tripped over a small trunk but came out, pulling their pride bruise. Hoptree thinks they'll have a small litter. Brackenpaw holds their head high as Mintstar announces it's time for them to be given their warrior name. Their name Brackenfire, in honor of their wit. That's a cool name. I don't know if you had any history attached to you. You don't at the moment, at least. Poor Crow. Crow's having a time. Okay. Icy Curl's no longer sore. Adderpaw no longer has a stomachache. Shinepaw was in a very serious conversation with a kitty pet who ran away with another patrol approach. Shinepaw was helping reinforce the camp walls whenever they got a thorn stuck. My paw. Okay, well, I'm terrified. We have 2 pages here, And listen, mass extinction is on. We just haven't had one in a while. God, we have too many cats. It's getting hard to remember who is who. This one. Icy Curls encounters a porcupine bristling with kills. What is this music? Being chased by a bee. Okay, cool. Good to know. Proceed. Icy Coral leaps back just as the porcupine whips its tail towards them. That was close. They decided to give the porcupine a wide berth. I think crows should kill a man? Alright, you know what we do with that information, huh? On patrol, Curljaw notices the suspicious paw prints in the mud beneath the canopy. Boldly, Plum Snow follows the paw prints to a trespassing rogue and confronts them, fur puffed up and scowling. Plum Snow and Crowjaw demand that the rogue leaves Ambrosia clan territory. Intimidated by the confidence, the rogue gives in and leaves without a fight. Yeah, you know what, Paw Patrol has to prove themselves, okay? George Paw means well, but they're overconfident in their attack and the fox manages to sink their teeth into them. The patrol is forced to retreat, forming a defensive ring around their injured clanmate. Okay, Gorge Paw's still alive, it's fine. A little hurt. Ermine Heart, Dart Husk, Beam Glint. Actually, hold on, you know what? We gotta have orange cats. And kind of orange cats. Rowan Pelt heads out to find Ragwort, holding their particular fractal shape of the furrowed leaves in their mind to distinguish it from any other low-growing patch of greenery. They bring warriors with them to carry it back to camp. Ugh, the Ragwort Rowan Pelt finds is flowering, and the yellow flowers of the plant waft out their scent, leaving a foul taste hanging in the air. There's a chorus of long, suffering sighs as the cats get to work, accomplishing their unpleasant task professionally, but without any joy. Orangish, reddish, yellowish patrol. Let's go. Put Doodle, Vulture, Owl, Smoke, Shattered. There we go. As the patrol heads out to the forest to hunt, Vulture Slash seems to be absolutely unconcerned with their duties, instead ambling along as though the prey is going to waltz into their paws. Vulture Slash does not bring much home. Okay, Vulture. Honeydew, Brackenfire, and Red Shade. Because I think Coyote is their dad. Your patrol comes across a bird that's occupied scratching something at the ground. For instance, how did you miss the bird? Why are so many of them telling so many tall tales? There was like 3 different cats that said that. Has been washing their paws a lot lately? Interesting. He's giving advice to Galefault. Is worried others are judging them. Aw. Oh. Dream Daddy is already seeing their little child doing silly little things against the clan code. Is eavesdropping on Crowjaw. Interesting. The 4th one. Does this count as cats wanting to be kitty pets? Because some of them have mentioned they wonder what living with 2 legs is like. There's so many cats saying tall tales. You're not retired anymore. Boo-hoo. Why is there an apprentice giving advice to Brackenfire? Did I miss something with Rin? Oh, they're injured. Sore dislocated joint. Is playing a prank on Vulture. Sneaks off to the 2-leg place to explore. Pix wants to get a scar from battle. Pix sees all these, like, new cats coming in that they've never seen before, just covered in scars, and then it's just like, hey, I want one too. Just completely unaware that these, like, 6 cats were previously dead. How's StarClan doing? Heatherstar wants to ward Cougar Paw. That's concerning. Like his following meant Star. I swear Streampaw thinks of this, like, every single time. So, I might have already gone through the StarClan ones, actually, because some of those seemed a little bit too familiar. Outcry's tail was badly injured by a fox. Ravenmoon thinks to have a large litter, oh dear. Crowjaw was seen taking food from a 2-leg. I feel like we've gotten close enough to freaking, where are we at? Don't we have somebody wants to be a kitty pet? Multiple of them have mentioned, oh haha, I wonder what kitty pet stuff is like. Oh, Minstar proudly calls a clan meeting to honor Lucifer's service to the clan. This time they retire peacefully to the others. And how old is Lucifer? 125? Is it? Okay, Mint is like the same age as Lucifer. Lycanmane is recovered. Rinpaw has recovered from their dislocated joint. Fleshy Paw was seen playing with a kitty pet over the border. Gorgepaw's torn pet was healed. Bumblepaw is no longer having a running nose. Frosty Kit caught an insect. Okay, new accessory. I think that was on here. Didn't we have something for accessory? Am I making that up? Oh yeah, kittens were born, that is right, okay. Turnpaw's small cut is healed up. Surprising Honeydew, the first thing that Pouncepaw does after their apprentice ceremony is gather moss. I need to code in your kittens, but Okay. That one's a little bit similar to Coyote's bloodline, so I wonder if it's somebody related to Coyote Howl. So I'll have to code in River and Squirrel to be somebody else. But for the time being, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stream anyways, so I think I'm just going to... and just do that later. We're on 3 pages! I swear. That is an absurd amount. I do love that Pine, is able to mentor one of, little fellas who they were in the, Dark Frost with. While helping gathering herbs, Crowjaw stumbles... oh no! Let's not do that. Crowjaw? I'm really concerned about Crowjaw. I think Crowjaw has a death wish. I have never seen a cat more... I don't think YouTube or Twitch will like the certain word, more craving of death than any other cat. Like, this cat, they die. They're the first cat to die. And then, whenever they come back, they're, like, forcibly retired, like, against their will. And then, she comes across freaking, possibly death berries, and is just like, I'm thinking it. Like, Crow, girl, stop for 5 seconds. Renpaw finds a loner who offers their healing skills in exchange for shelter. Ice Spice! I'm sorry, I want to keep that so bad. Ice Spice. That is such a funny name. And their kit. The new medicine cat is welcomed to the clan, along with the litter of kits. So Ice Spice and Gil Kit. I'm gonna quickly sort by ID, because I like that so. Oh, and Fur Kit. I guess I missed that one. Ice Spice, Fur Kit, and Gil Kit. I'm sorry, but Ice Spice, concerns me just for the sort of snow and ice motif of the Dark Frost that we have going on. That worries me. Does that count? Because that's not... Or, yeah, cool name default cat. Okay. Oh, does she have a StarClan connection? Oh yeah, connection to StarClan. Ice Spice used to wander, helping those who they could, and eventually found the clan. They joined the clan on Moon 52. Vulture, bum. The patrol comes across a strange two-leg object, smelling slightly of smoke and prey, intriguing, thus sorta terrifying. Don't the two legs know the danger of fire? The patrol interprets the purpose of the object. It seems the two legs light their fresh kill on fire before eating it. How strange. Let's see... Put Eepy and Mint together. That's sleepy. For some reason I forgot Eepy and sleepy were the same word for like a split second. Oh my gosh, please. Stop. We're gonna have a full 3 pages of cats before somebody dies. Lizard Nut? Why is that your name? I don't like that name. Mintstar finds a kitty pet collapsed by the Thunderpath, wailing for their house folk. Oh, if we keep having fun cat names, I'm gonna be, like, tempted to keep one, honestly. This is not good, not good. We could do a Paw Patrol. Doesn't help that half of their freaking mentors are either unavailable or sick. The patrol is checking along the borderlines when they hear a startling sound, a hiss of pain. They quickly follow the sound to a source. It's a loner, and they appear to be injured. The patrol warily approaches the loner. While it doesn't seem to notice them, it's obviously that the cat is bleeding out. Hazelpaw attempts to staunch the bleeding. Staunch? What? I hate these words. Stop the bleeding and carry the cat to camp. It's no use. Hopefully the loner didn't suffer too much. Genuinely, why does that make our reputation towards outsiders worsen? Do outsiders know that we suck at healing and that's why they hate us now, or... Does that count as a death on here? Probably not. Founder death, Kit death, well, I don't know if it's Kit. Murder, not murder. Someone dies. That's very vague. Coyote Howl, bracket... We'll put Troll with Dad. Troll has a disagreement and looks to Coyote Howl. Oh, okay. Coyote Howl managed to skillfully smooth over any disagreement. I'd assume that Coyote would be pretty, well-versed in getting these two specifically to stop fighting, just since, he raised them. So he would put Shatter, Dart, Doodle, and Pick together. The patrol hears distant howling, wonders to investigate the noise. I clicked that too fast, didn't I? I probably should have contemplated that one before. Just gonna quietly mark that one off. Oh no. The patrol finds a wolf pack at the source of the noise. The wolves are busy eating from the carcass of a deer, and upon seeing the cats, prove to be fiercely protective of their meal. The patrol doesn't move fast enough and Darthusk is killed before they can run. Oh yeah! Sleepy no longer has their platonic wife. That's so sad. Ice Spice and Galefox stroll through the territory, chatting while on their way to the herb patch they haven't visited in a while. Galefox makes a humming sound and asks Ice Spice if they remember a particular story of the elders are fond of. Ice Spice nods, and Galefox asks what they think the moral is. It eventually turns into talk about multiple old stories, which certainly makes for an interesting conversation. It's all too soon they have their mouths too full of words to continue. I enjoy, like, the relationships between, like, medicine cats and stuff that we seem to be developing and stuff. I do wonder if, like, Ice Spice has certain, like, things in their past clan. Or, actually, were they a loner? I think they were a loner. But of their past life, in quotes, of just, like, these elder stories and stuff that they have from their own family and their own people, and just kind of sharing them with, like, the other clanmates. Please. I already have so many cats decoded. Gonna cry. Frosty Paw touches nose with Rose Garden. Oh my gosh, another freaking Dark Frost, mentor apprenticeship happening. The past moon, Darthusk has taken their place in StarClan, and Barossa Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners, as those that were closest to them will take their final resting place. Quicker, I see Adder and Ren, though. Something skitters across the leaf litter, catching the patrol's eyes, a little lizard. Adderpaw pounces on the little creature and carries the nice mouthful home. Argument with Plumsnow about the technique they're working on. Plumsnow is taking a valuable time out of their day to personally help Bushypaw with their studies, and this is completely juvenile behavior. Plumsnow isn't shy about telling Bushypaw so, and by the time they're back to camp, the apprentice is cowed but respectful once more. See Gale and Rowan. Galefox and Rowan Pelt stroll through the territory, chatting while on their way to an herb patch they haven't visited in a while. Rowan Pelt makes a humming sound and asks Galefox if they remember a particular story. Okay, they're just really... Galefox is really into elder stories right now. You're old. The train of thought there was kind of interrupted. I was not just going to insult Galefox for liking elder stories. I was just thinking, like, I wonder if Galefox is talking about elder stories so much because their time is kind of getting close to the end. I'm not insulting Gale, I promise. Dream and Ermine. Dream? The patrol comes across the Sunesis clan apprentice waiting quietly at the border. When the apprentice notices the patrol, they press themselves to the ground, begging to join Amberosa clan. Are you kidding me? The patrol brings the apprentice back to camp, where they are accepted into the camp, although this does not help relations with Sunesis clan. Okay. How old can cats live? In this game specifically? Because I'm wondering how close some of these guys are getting towards, you know. So if anybody knows kind of where the point where they're, like, close to death, cap is 300, age death starts at 150, ooh, okay. We're getting close with, some of the cats then. So let's see, Frostfur, Mintstar, Vulture. The patrol heads out, determined to visit a distant but well-known clearing, where hopefully the grass has set to seed and attracted birds. However, as they get near, Mintstar looks around and realizes Vulture Slash isn't with them. The patrol backtracks and finds Vulture Slash at the bottom of a precarious-looking embankment, but encourages to join them. Vulture Slash has found a fallen bird's nest, and has helped carrying the delicious nestlings back to camp. Am I the only one who feels like this is an omen? This really reads as an omen to me, with all of our bird and snake motif going on. I don't trust that. The pick, Hazelpaw, Blaster medicines. Patrol comes across a small dog. We're two babies. No baby fights with dogs. Ice Spice and Shaded Moon stroll through the territory, chatting while on their way to the herb patch they haven't visited in a while. Shaded Moon makes a humming sound and asks Ice Spice what they think the nature of StarClan is. Ice Spice switches their tail and answers that they've never really thought about it, and the fact that they're ancestral spirits. It certainly makes for interesting conversation, and it's too soon that they pick the herbs and have their mouths too full to continue. Mintstar feels a sense of dread. I wonder if Mintstar is starting to piece together that these cats who have kind of been revived lately have ulterior motives. I'm gonna cry. Sleepy bargains with StarClan, begging them to send Darthusk back. Slips out of camp to visit Darthusk's grave. Sat all night at Darthusk's visual. Hoptree teaching the kids about morals until they all fall asleep. I just imagine Hoptree being like, okay kids, you know the Dark Frost? Do not follow it. That is the moral. Thinking about how awful Kitty fit. Gets startled by a squirrel. Oh, got scared by a mouse. Smoke is feeling down, basking in the sun. Kojaw's playing a prank on Shinepaw. I don't like that both of these cats have had a nightmare involving the rushing river nearby. Gorge and Hazel? Listen, I feel like we've had enough stuff, something happening here. Don't think we've had... is reenacting a move they saw Dream Mask do. Shinepaw's dream about having a mate and kit someday. Realistically, like, this cat just went to hell and back. If they don't get to have a family like they want to, I'm gonna be depressed. Thank you, Windows. I think about how cool it'll be when they're a warrior. I'm really glad that Frosty gets a second chance at that. These are all the silly new guys, so they're not real yet. Barry Fire sees all the stuff that's going on with Sinise's clan and is like, oh gosh, I wish I could come down there and solve disagreements before they get to a war. Pool Noodle is thinking about a message to send. Oh, buddy, you were just next to the border of the Dark Forest. This stream is terrified of everything happening there. Almost immediately after Furpaw touches noses with Mintstar, they're asking when they are going to leave out and explore the territory. So we already have... okay, we have cats already becoming apprentices, that's fine. Newly made apprentice Gilpaw touches noses with their mentor Ermine Hart. Mintstar is wondering how Plumsnow's doing. Huh, my son sure seems to be, thinking about murder a lot recently. I'm a little concerned about that. Is eavesdropping on Plumsnow? Okay, what is Plumsnow thinking about? I need to see this. He's been washing their paws. Okay. Yeah, these cats keep seeing Plum be weird, and they're like, I don't trust that. Smoke is eavesdropping on Raven Moon. So Raven Moon is eavesdropping on Plum. Smoke is eavesdropping on Raven. Is daydreaming about a clan celebration in their honor. Crowjaw is just like, listen, I went to heaven, hell, and back. You guys better respect me. I see Coral is fumbling over their words. Me too, bud. Shinepaw is practicing forbidden battle moves. That's honestly kind of funny to me, just because, you know, going to the Dark Frost and everything. Wants to make Mintstar proud. Aww. Sharpening their claws. I think the rest of these are... yeah, okay. Following the growth of Shattered Paw. Admiring the stars in their fur. Knows what Rowan Pelt's secret is. Wants to tell some cat. We got our guy. Is fighting with another member of the Dark... there is nobody here so far. I guess one of your guys' little Dark Forest insert guys. They're probably fighting with Venom Chill. There was no new gay people. Lucy's not dead. That is true. There was not a Coyote clone, although one of the kittens born kinda looked like Coyote, but it wasn't even related to Coyote, so I don't know. There was lots of visions, there was not any murders. How many new cats are there in total? A lot. Let me look real quick. I can minimize this so this goes back. Let's look. So, we started out with 2 pages, so we've gained 11 cats, at the very least. However, the amount of new cats we've had is 12, 13, 14, I think 14. Not counting cats that were, newly joined in. Or not newly joined, newly coded in. Because they technically joined last time. Good lord, is there a way I can increase the mass extinction events? We have too many cats and I can't remember any of them.